Hi, I'm trial attorney Chris Simon and I practice law in Atlanta, Georgia. Today we're going to talk about the concept of diminution in value. If you found this video, it's very likely you've already been into an accident, and one of the things you're struggling with is getting your vehicle fixed. In Georgia, the law recognizes the fact that even though a vehicle has been fixed and looks like it did immediately before the accident, the vehicle still is worth less. Why is that? Imagine that one day you go to sell the vehicle and the buyer pulls up Carfax. Well, they're going to see that it was in a fairly significant accident and they're not going to want to pay as much. People get concerned about unseen damage, loss of alignment, non-factory parts, all of those issues. So the car is going to be worth less even if it has been repaired and even if it looks great. How do you go about making sure that the person who hit you and their insurance company pays you for that diminution in value? It takes a little bit of elbow grease is the answer to it, and a lot of common sense. First of all, you have to have a vehicle that has got, say, less than 150,000 miles. It's very, very difficult to convince a jury that a buyer would care that much about a vehicle that has higher mileage than that. Second thing is the vehicle cannot have been in an accident before. It only really applies the first time. Once it's been damaged, the argument that it's been hit again really doesn't carry too much weight. The third thing is you want to make sure the vehicle is generally very young, under 10 years old. Older vehicles than that tend to have very low resale values anyway, and the fact that it's been in an accident is not going to make that much of a difference. So, once you have this information in mind, you contact the insurance company for the vehicle that hit you. You ask them, what is your estimate of diminution in value? If they haven't come up with a number, they will, and you're likely to be surprised about how low it is. They will often tell you they're using a formula, but they won't tell you what the formula is. What they're referring to is a case called State Farm versus Mabry that came out of the Georgia Supreme Court several years ago, saying that auto insurers needed to come up with a formula. The thing is, the formula is not admissible in court, and it's not gospel. Diminution in value is only really known at the time of the sale of the vehicle to a new buyer years down the road. Well, what's the second best thing out there? Expert testimony on the diminution in value caused by the fact the car was in a wreck. There are a number of people that hold themselves out to be experts on the internet. I have a few that I keep in a Rolodex, and some of them are pretty good. But you could also use the neighborhood car dealership wholesale buyer. You could use one of the used car salesmen. They'll be able to give you a fair idea of how much less that car is worth on the market simply because it was in an accident. So if you get into an argument with the insurance company about it, what you need to have are facts. And facts on value are delivered by expert testimony. Get your ducks in a row. Figure out who you want to use to rebut their opinion. Have that person put pen to paper. Have them explain why they think the car's diminution in value is whatever their opinion is. If the insurance company still won't budge after you've given them a written statement from the expert, then you can file your case in small claims court. Small claims court in Georgia is designed for non-lawyers. There is a maximum jurisdiction of $15,000. It costs about $100 to file a case, but the best part is you can be in front of the judge within about 90 days from filing suit. You will have the opportunity to bring your expert live, and remember, it's important, they can't just have an affidavit. You actually need to bring the expert along with you. That'll cost money. Negotiate those terms ahead of time. But if you go in there and you have the expert testify and the credentials are solid, you stand a very good chance of having the court award you your diminution in value number. One interesting note is the insurance companies will often just rely upon the formula. That will not pass muster in the court. The formula is not a legally accepted formula. They're actually going to have to provide their own testimony in opposite, and oftentimes they simply can't do that. So, do your homework. Contact your expert, find out if you're getting treated correctly on the diminution in value being offered by the insurer, and use common sense. If you guys are $100 apart, it doesn't make sense to file a suit over the thing. Use your negotiation skills instead. If you happen to be one of my clients for a personal injury case, we do help handle the property damage as well. If you're not a client and you just have questions about this video, feel free to email me at cms@christophersimon.com or visit my website at www.christophersimon.com. Thank you.